this. I'm just going to. Oh, dude. Thank you very much for coming on. Really sorry it wasn't on Whiskey Wednesday, but everyone's probably waiting on the live thinking, when they coming back? When they coming back? But sod it. Well, I'm just going to record it this way. So much easier. So, Gordy, I'm your boy Gordy. He's actually on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
That's really cool. Really cool. I was really looking forward to having you on, actually. Cheers to you, dude. I'm in black and white for some reason.
And you got fiat currency.
And I've got, yeah. But this is like a very, very makeshift setup. Completely on the hop, really, to be fair. So, Gordy, thank you very much for coming on.
No, not a problem.
Well impressed with your channel, dude.
Thank you very much.
It's really cool, mate. Really cool. It's I love the intro. I think it's very like, and here is the news.
Yeah. I'll be honest, it was the best of a bad bunch in my opinion. It was just that everything I edit's on iMovie on my iPhone, and that was the best thing on there. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to use that.
All right. Is that why you're doing your little competition at the moment?
Yeah, because I'm not a massive fan of the intro, I'll be honest. But everyone, well, you seem to like it, so maybe I keep it.
I like it too.
Who knows?
Do you like it, Camel?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's good. And it's your brand now. That's how people know you. I realized this with mine because a while ago, I mean, I badly photoshopped that camel myself, and it took a bunch of attempts, and it's really poor. And after a while, I was like, I was asking my community to redesign a new one, and people sent all kinds of really cool AI generated ones and all sorts. And then I put it to a poll, and everyone said, "No, that's the camel we know." So yeah, it becomes your brand and how people identify you very quickly, and that's true of yours as well. That's how I know you now. This little Gordy logo here. So if you're going to change it, you better do it quickly before your subscriber count grows.
Well, currently at the moment, I've only got 1 week left till the competition ends for the logo. And I'll be completely honest, I've actually had one entry.
Have you?
Yeah. So they look like they're going to win, to be honest with you. But
nice.
But yeah, like I said in the video, if I don't change the logo, I'll get some stickers made and then send them out to people with that logo made. So
cool.
It is really catchy. That because it can only be Gordy. It can't be anyone else, can it?
Yeah, I guess.
I just thought one day will you just do it for me? Just go, and here is the news.
Yeah, I'll do it one day for sure. I promise.
We have local sheep being rustled. The surf's up. The scrumpy's good this time of year. Fuck the tourists. All that sort of stuff. No, mate, it's really cool.
Thank you.
What was I gonna? I was gonna do this on Whiskey Wednesday because this has thrown me really. Tonight's just it's just been ad hoc, really. To be fair, I was probably I was just going to ask you some stuff about what you enjoying, what got you into stacking, or was it camel? Did camel convince you?
Yeah, partly, to be honest with you. But I'll be honest with you, I wasn't very good at saving money. And then when I put money into the bank, it was just a bit boring not seeing it do anything. And obviously, Camel's very successful with his Bitcoin and everything like that. But I just find that so confusing and complicated. Even when he tries to explain it to me, it sort of goes over my head. And I do understand gold and silver a bit more. So that's why I thought that's where I can sort of hedge against inflation and stuff like that and better my money, really.
Well, that's an interesting conversation to be used to sometimes, then, I should think.
From my perspective, Gordy likes something he can physically hold in his hand. I think that's why. Is that fair enough to say, Gordy?
Yeah, 100%. Like I used to. I still have some Pokemon cards, if that makes sense. They are under the bed, but yeah, it's like that sort of like collection of things and having them to hold and like the certain mintage of stuff and stuff like that. That's what makes it more interesting for me. And obviously, that's like the sort of collection side of it. And then obviously, it's gold and silver, so it just sort of hopefully should just carry on rising in price.
And how does that go with the conversations with? Because you're really good friends with Camel, aren't you?
Yeah, very close. Very close. I'll be honest. He doesn't shut up about Bitcoin. I'll be honest. sometimes I'll be able to listen, but mate, it's 24/7. So yeah, so
Gordy, I
but
think
I
I've been
listen to
better
more
late.
often about it. I think.
I've been better lately, haven't I?
Yeah, a lot
Well,
better recently.
I was screaming about it between about 2018 and 2020-ish, I think, non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet you wish you got in then.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I should listen to Camel more often, but I don't know why I don't.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because it's a really interesting point because when it comes down to money, finance, it's such a personal, emotional experience when you interact with money. And with all the best intentions from whoever you know, a really good friend, as you've been saying, whether it's your wife or your kids or whatever, you still have that individual choice to do what you think is right for you. And I've always found that what is the right way, what is the wrong way. Sometimes it's just you got to find the highway, go on it, and just see what happens.
Yeah, 100%.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
So, what's the bigger pill with gold and silver, buddy? For
Sorry.
you, what's the bigger pill with gold and silver for you?
Well, number one is just obviously helping my savings, helping my future.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's sort of like the whole collection side. So I used to collect Pokemon cards. I had a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I never really used to watch the TV programs or anything like that. I just liked it for purely the pictures and the collection side of it. And I think me just sort of having that still left in me from when it comes to buying silver. So like, for example, the Robocops that I have, the silver Robocops, they're a mintage of 5,000. So like it interests me to be able to have a few of those. And plus it is silver, pure silver. So it's a hedge against inflation as well. So I think those were probably the two main things that interested me the most with it all.
Well, Camel, while you're on, mate, because we might as well include you in the conversation because I don't want you sitting there saying nothing, getting drunk.
Mate. I'm already drunk, man. That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, Gordy, are you having a drink? Are you having a drink of Saint Gordy?
Yeah, of course. I've got a couple beers.
Excellent. Camel, what's your thing with gold and silver, dude?
My thing is, I'm just 100% convinced that by the end of this decade, no one's going to be able to afford it. I think that looking at gold now, I don't know what it is. I track it in dollars. It's about $2,000 an ounce, right?
2,400, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's equivalent to buying Bitcoin for when it was like 3K. Yeah. And it probably won't go up as much as Bitcoin because Bitcoin went from like 3K in 2018 to like 69K or something. I doubt we see 69K gold, but I reckon it could probably get at least a third of the way there, like at least a quarter, maybe even a third, maybe even half. So that's kind of how I see it. Like I was salivating over Bitcoin at 3K, thinking to myself it's going to go a lot higher. And now I just kind of feel like that's exactly where we are with gold and silver. I think we're looking at these prices and it's not like £2,000, not a lot of money, but I think relative to what it's going to be, I think it's very, very cheap. So that's kind of what gets my juices flowing when it comes to the metals markets.
Yeah. And have you got any interest in collecting certain bits or is it just purely stacking for weight?
Not really, no, to be honest. I purely stack for weight. With that said, my wife for my birthday bought a couple of bits from Cobra's auction. Well, I tried to buy them and then she took them and wrapped them up and gave me the money. But I got those 1 ounce Bull and Bear coins.
All right, yeah.
I have those on my desk and they're really nice. And other than that, I got the silver dragons that Cobra very kindly gifted me a while ago.
Wow.
I've got those framed on my desk as well, next to the Bull and Bear.
Yeah.
And I've got a 1 kilo Bull and Bear coin as well, just because it's got a Bull and Bear on it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no, I purely just stack for weight. And I try to get the capital gains tax exempt coins as well, so I don't have to pay tax when I sell it.
What about you, Gordy, on your... Because, Gordy, how long have you been on, mate? Was it April this year, something like that?
Yeah, so I probably had a month of stacking before that, of like buying silver before that.
Okay.
But that was probably like at least 3 ounces probably of silver from, I want to say Bullion by Post it was probably from.
Yeah.
And the first ounce I bought was £31 from there.
Okay.
So I do remember that. But yeah, so probably like 3, 4 months now.
Okay. And how you find how on because it's a really weird journey, isn't it, when you start getting into it? Or mine was anyway. But would you define yourself as a collector or a stacker or a bit of both? Or
For
what do you
now,
like about it?
probably. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but for now, probably a collector.
Hmm.
Because it's just interesting as I'm new to it, or it's interesting seeing all the different pieces and stuff like that. Um, but I think eventually I will start just having mainly CGT exempt coins in my stack.
Mm.
But yeah, like I say, for now it's just really fun to see all the
Yeah.
different pieces that people are producing.
It's
But
so cool because when you come on the scene, it's really like for me personally, when I see you come on the scene at the same sort of time as oh crikey, what's her name?
Your time is now.
Your Tom
yeah,
is now,
Guna
yeah,
Girl,
Gooner Girl, yeah. Roughly
that's
about
it.
the same, and you're growing at the same sort of speed.
Yeah, I think we both just recently hit 200.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I tried, mate. Can I just say, I'm really disappointed. I've
you
entered
what?
all your giveaways and I haven't won anything yet.
Oh, I do apologise. I would say I would rig it, but I honestly can't. I can't say that, and I won't do it.
Oh, can you try? No, definitely not. Yeah, you come onto the scene same time as Guna Girl, roughly, and it's so refreshing because what I love about it is it reminds me of when I first started, and
Yeah.
that journey, and it really instigates something like because I think it's very easy as time goes on, you lose track of why you got into, or for me personally, why did I get into it? And it's very easy to start to go down a narrative and thinking you're very good at everything that you're doing. And it's I love it. I love your channel, and I love all the new people that are coming through because it's a real good eye opener. It's brilliant what you're doing, really.
I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. No, it does mean a lot to me. So
Mm.
thank you very much, mate. No, it's been a lot of fun as well. Obviously learning along as I go along because obviously I don't have a clue about any of the coins I've ever bought. So it's nice to do all the research and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Broadens my knowledge on everything as well. So
yeah.
yeah, it's been a nice little journey.
Mm. And what's your because you do explain a lot about the you keep your videos very short, brief, to the point, but there's a lot of information on it. It's as though like have you done anything like this before? Because you just seem to just have nailed it really quickly, how to get good quality information out. Just you're showing the audience what you've bought or what you're interested in. And yeah,
Um,
you seem to wrap it up in sort of like 3, 4, 5 minutes so
Yeah,
easily.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, not really. The closest ever thing I did performing arts in college, but that is the probably the closest thing to it. But
Okay.
no, yeah, I did acting in college, but I never really, we did some research on the plays that we did, but it wasn't really like let out in a presentation like I do on my channel. So
Yeah, you seem to be a natural to it.
thank you very much.
That's
Appreciate
all right.
that.
No worries at all. Not a problem. Sorry, I'm going to have another drink. I love this. What do you reckon, Camel? Your mate. He's getting on all right, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He's done really well. It took me. How long have you had your channel, Gord?
I think 2, 3 months.
Is
I
that
don't know
all? Yeah,
exactly, I'll be honest.
I think it took me over 6 months to clear 200 subscribers. I'm pretty
I'll be
sure.
honest. I was very lucky to have. Obviously, 365 was very helpful.
Yeah.
Cobra definitely was very helpful as well. So I appreciate those two a lot. Um, a few other people like Blister and Barnacle Adventures. I can't now think of them off the top of my head, and I feel really bad. But a lot of them have always been showing support and shouted me out a few times as well, especially CPM as well. So they've definitely helped me grow my channel massively. So really appreciate all the people doing that as well.
Yeah, but how are you finding the community, mate? That's a really tough question, but answer it as free as you want.
Well, I'll be honest, I was very nervous to even start creating content.
Yeah.
But Camel obviously showed me one of Cobra's streams, and I think that's also what kickstarted me wanting to collect and buy a load of silver as well. So I was really nervous, and then I posted a few videos. I didn't even tell Camel. I didn't even tell my mum. I didn't tell my missus. I didn't tell anybody that I actually really posted the videos. they all just sort of eventually found out through me sort of telling them. But I asked Camel a couple times for some advice with a few things, so he knew. But yeah, I didn't even tell my missus, to be honest. That's how like nervous I was with it. But the
Really?
community being, yeah, that's how, yeah, honestly. But the community have been so supportive, and yeah, it's been crazy. So it was one of the best things I've done. Really, I'm so happy I did it. So
Was it that Cobra stream that got you into stacking the bits? Was it?
but I think that's what, yeah, like obviously I wanted to get some silver and stuff to help within like with my savings and stuff. But once I saw the stream and like his prices compared to like websites I've seen online, like it's just ridiculously crazy why you would go to some of these websites. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's funny because I completely forgot about that. But
Yeah.
when you were just talking about it then, it completely came flooding back because Gordy was really into collecting like other bits. Like he used to have a massive trainer collection as well at one point, didn't you?
I've had to sell a lot. Well, not had to, but I've definitely sold a few of those because
Yeah, because I remember for years saying stop collecting trainers and put your money somewhere better like Bitcoin. And he was like, no, no, no. And then all of a sudden I showed him, I remember now, yeah, it all came flooding back. We were having some drinks, weren't we? And watching a Cobra auction. And
yeah, you randomly texted me one time and was like, yeah, look at like I don't know why I've not told you before, but check out this stream. And I was like on the phone to you whilst watching it and was like, what the hell? Like, why are these like so good? Why are the prices so good? Do you know what
yeah,
I mean?
they were so much better than like bullion by post, for example, weren't they? Or
I Yeah, because I remember on my first Cobra stream, I bought I think it was the Chinese panda that I have for I want to say £26 on bidding.
yeah.
And I thought that was crazy because it was £46 to buy on bullion by post.
Yeah, I remember.
And
Yeah.
I was like, I've like that coin's yeah, I've saved £20. Like I thought it was ridiculous. So I think that was
Yeah.
also was like, yeah, I definitely need to.
And then I can remember every week after that, he would text me before the Friday and say, like, we're having some drinks and bidding on some silver. Yeah, come on. He was just so excited about it. And I was really relieved because I'm like, yes, finally put your money somewhere it will go up instead of, not go up. So yeah, happy days.
Cool.
Yeah, every Friday's like Christmas to me when he's got an auction on. It's great.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. Shout out to Cobra.
Yeah, shout out, Cobra.
I'm gonna see if he can jump in because that'd be cool. So
Yeah,
go on. Carry on talking a second.
his auctions are fantastic. And yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Gordy? Because he caters to everyone, right? If you want a really exquisite, highly rare, impossible to find piece that will be very expensive, but also very collectible, he's got that. If you just want some dirt cheap silver at spot
Yeah, yeah.
or below spot, slightly, around spot with no VAT or whatever, he's got that. If you want 10 ounce or 100 ounce or a kilo or whatever it is, he's got all shapes and sizes and
Yeah, that's
all
it.
price
That's it.
ranges, and whether you're a collector or just a stacker or a bit of both, like there's something for everyone, and he's really good at keeping a really wide variety in the auctions. So that, like I said, there's something for everyone, and I think that makes it really exciting as well because you never know what he's going to pull out next. And even if I don't want to pay for it, even if I don't want to buy that piece, I like to see them.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. Every piece he has is really exciting as well. And it's
Yeah,
always pieces that he gets pieces in that like you can't normally buy from UK websites as well.
yeah, for
So that's
sure.
the other good thing about them as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it is great fun. And
yeah.
like
There's
I
been,
say, that like the prices are ridiculously cheap with some pieces. And
yeah,
like
you're
he
right.
even says in the chat, like go and have a look online and see what you can do. And then people will put in like, say he's got something up for 180, you look on eBay and it's like 250 at the lowest price.
Yeah,
So like yeah, you always get a bargain there.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's amazing. He's such a workhorse. He's unbelievable. When we went to Berlin, he just didn't stop. He didn't stop. He's just constantly talking to everybody, trying to get deals, trying to make deals, trying to get networking going. I mean, in my earlier days of my life, I was pretty committed to really putting in a lots of hours. But this guy is just like he's just amazing to watch. He's just constant. He's just constantly on the go. He's got a mind that's just so active. I'm not surprised he doesn't sleep. But the advent of all of that is he brings something very different to the UK stacking and collecting community, which is brilliant. And it's really cool to hear, Gordy, you say that, because he would like, he obviously, for him it's nice to know that he's had a bit of an influence on your your journey.
Yeah, he's definitely 50% of the reason I have started my journey. Definitely. Yeah. So
yeah, I can vouch.
Him and inflation.
Yeah, Gordy's eyes lit up when I showed him the first auction, so I can vouch for sure.
Can I tell you a secret, you do?
Please,
Gordy.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I've been talking to Camel for too long now, really, and our relationship sort of hopefully has grown over the time. That's quite a long time now. And when I first started to see him interacting with Cobra, and there was a little bit more information coming out from Camel, because he's very, very elusive character. And for me, and he knows this anyway, I like to suss people out, see where they're coming from, that psychological thing. And when I found out he was starting to get a little bit more interactive with the silver and gold community, weren't you, Camel? Probably later part of last year, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when you come out, Gordy, I legitimately thought, that's not Gordy, that's Camel in disguise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. No, thinking like, knowing that Camel's very sort of, and I don't blame him for it, very, very particular over his presence. And I thought, oh, is Gordy really Camel? And then I thought, maybe not. Maybe it's his brother.
No.
It's really interesting.
I was best friends with Camel's little brother all throughout school. And then obviously as we got older and older, our friendship group sort of just merged together as one.
Yeah.
So at first he was just my friend's annoying big brother. But yeah, now he's a close friend that I'm glad to have at times.
and
very annoying.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I think, Gordy, is it fair to say, and Gordy, answer this as honestly as you want. You haven't got to stick up for me or anything. Am I elusive or am I just really boring?
You're a bit of both, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah. You're a mixture. You're a good mixture of both.
Okay.
Like, you don't do too much, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, when I said boring, I don't do much, right? I just work and work out.
Yeah. That's all you do. But yeah, you're a little bit elusive.
If you say so, man.
Go on, give us a little bit of dirt, Gordy, on Camel.
I don't know what I can say. He's just got. I don't know. He's got crackhead energy. I think that's the only way to say it. That's the only way to explain it.
Definitely. Oh, look, I knew he couldn't resist.
Good evening, people.
Cobra.
How we doing?
Really good, brother. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, guys. Thank you very much. It's good to hear you, Gordy, as well.
Thank you very much, Cobra. It's nice to hear you too.
What's going on? What have you been chatting about tonight?
Dude, we just had a complete nightmare, dude. We started it as I was live and on my phone. Then we realised I could only have one person on it. Then we tried to do it on OBS and I fucked everything up. And then I just said to Camel, I just said to Camel, fuck this, I want to go to bed. And then I went, oh, come on, just do a Zoom, sod it. And we just had a Zoom call. And that's
okay. So you've done it as a pre-record type thing.
Yeah. We started it off as a live, and it was the total nightmare. I have lots of sympathy with you, Cobra. I need to do a lot more research on what I'm doing. But the reason why I quickly sent you that message is because Gordy was talking you up big time, brother.
Oh, Gordy, thank you, bro. Thank you.
No, absolutely fine.
He was saying that he was saying one of the via Camel sort of showed one of your live streams, your auction live streams to Gordy, And then Gordy got sort of a little bit hooked because he was saying, well, Gordy can tell you, but he was saying about that, you know, he couldn't believe the prices that he was getting the stuff for and bits and pieces. So I thought, we need Cobra on because he needs to listen to this.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes you do think to yourself, look, am I doing all this for nothing? You know, is it getting pieces in that people want? Is it worth it? You know, but when you hear people say stuff like that, it makes it worth it, you know. And there's plenty of people who have said to me, you know, it's great and they enjoy it and it gives them a good night. And some people just book their Friday for it now. And so that encourages you to carry on. So thank you, Gordy. I appreciate that, bro.
No, absolutely fine. I said to CPM earlier, Friday is like every Friday is like Christmas to me now. So
wow,
it's well exciting.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant.
And like I said to CPM earlier, obviously, I started to buy gold and silver to sort of hedge against inflation and to help my future and better my savings. But Camel was the person to actually show me your stream. And my eyes just absolutely, like he can confirm, my eyes just absolutely lit up, and I was so excited. And I couldn't believe the prices and stuff. And then I remember on my first auction on my bid, I bought a Chinese panda for 26 quid, and they were selling for £46 on bullion by post.
Brilliant.
So like, the sheer savings and stuff. So you're definitely half the reason I definitely collect and even make content. So thank you very much. I do owe you. Big
bro,
time.
that means so much. Thank you. So the $2.99 is worth it then?
Yeah. Oh, what? $2.99? Of course. I spent more on coffees. I spent more on a pasty today. I spent more on a pasty today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Gordy. I thoroughly enjoy it. You know, like I get 3-4 packages in, and it's like Christmas for me opening up. The problem for me is that often I want the pieces. So, you know, I'll get 2 or 3 of a type of whatever, and then I'll nick one for myself. But because I've got it all as a limited company, I have to buy it. I mean, yes, admittedly, I get it at cost, but I have to pay into the company the stuff that I'm nicking.
Yeah, of course.
It's bloody expensive for me. It's a nightmare. You know?
and then you've got to cover Mrs. Cobra's cost when she's taking it.
Of course.
When she comes in on the stream and takes it.
Yeah, and also anything you see that's Egyptian, she has one of.
Yeah, of course.
Immediately she has one. Oh yeah, but it's great fun, and we have an absolutely great community in there. Do you know what I mean? No badness, no horrible chat or anything. It's just lovely.
No, not at all.
Lovely. So,
not experienced it once, so it's great.
And Camel, thank you for introducing Gordy to us as well.
Oh, no problem, brother. I'll say a couple of things, mate. Number one, when you get a chance, go back once this is uploaded, go back and listen to what we were saying before you enter the chat, because you absolutely do make a massive difference. And yeah, like I say, make sure you hear what we were saying, because that was 100% authentic.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. Thank you. Really, thank you.
Honestly, it makes a huge difference to both of us. And like Gordy said, his face lit up the first time I showed him it. And he's more of a collector. I'm more of a stacker. But we both tune in regularly, as you know, and we both like to have a drink together and buy some silver and stuff. So it does make a massive difference. And the other thing I wanted to say, Cobra, is it sounds like you're breaking the number one rule, right? Don't get high off your own supply.
I know. But me and CPM were addicted to this bloody thing way before I even started the auction. So then starting an auction made it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being addicted to cocaine and then start selling it. Yeah. You're never going to sell it, are you? You just, what a nightmare.
Yeah. How do you find, Gordy, what your perspective, because you're relatively new, how do you find that? Do you find that, really want some, you like get a bit addicted to it all?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like I said before, I wasn't very good at saving money. I was pretty good at spending it. But now it's really exciting to actually spend my money on something that will better my future and stuff like that. Yeah. So I only really spend money on silver if I like, that's it now. I don't really spend money on anything else. I just spend money on the auctions and a bit of like my packed lunch and stuff like that. I try to spend as little as possible and just save it all for the auctions at the moment, really, because there's no point in going anywhere else because it's always more expensive. So I may as well just save more money and be able to buy more silver every week from Cobra rather than paying like £20 more for a coin on the websites in the UK. So And like I said earlier, he brings over stuff that you can't get on the UK websites as well. So,
can I give you all some? Sorry, CPM, please go ahead.
Cobra.
Can I bring you all some really exciting?
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, I knew as soon as I invited you on, it'd be the Cobra show.
Oh no! Don't say that. It makes me feel like I talk too much.
You do.
All right. I'll go quiet. I'll go quiet. I'm sorry, guys.
No, mate. No.
You crack on, Cobra.
I'm playing with you, dude. I'm playing.
I've got some really exciting news right now. It won't be exciting for everyone, but it's damn exciting for me. So you know the Marvel and DC trading coins that I did those big unboxings on? Do you remember them?
Yes, I believe so.
The one where you open the box and you don't know what's in it, and the green ones are common, and then you always get something rarer out of the second coin. Well, they're bringing out the next set of tradable coins, and they're going to be Harry Potter, which for a lot of people is massive. They love Harry Potter, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, Mrs. Camel loves Harry Potter, so
there you go.
I was going to say my girlfriend loves Harry Potter as well, so
yeah, big thing. So I'm excited when they come out. I think I'll be getting hopefully 20 or 30 boxes of them. So yeah, and the trouble is I open about 15 myself on a big live. You know what I mean? So it's great fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. Cool. Gordy, I've got another question for you.
Fire away.
On the early days, how much time? Oh, I'm trying to remember how I was in your situation. But how much time, or do you have any time, or do you spend any time on actually doing a bit of a dive in an educational process on the finance system regarding inflation and why you're hedging yourself and bits and pieces like that? Is that a slow process? Do you show any interest in it, or
it's a slow process. I find I'm not the best learner. I'm a very slow learner. I'm not very good at I'm better if someone speaks to me and I learn that way rather than reading from like a book, if that makes sense, or off the computer. Mm-hmm. So I often have to put like the speech talking to me. So I do slowly do it, but yeah, because of that, I have to keep going over everything. So I'm slow learning to it. But yeah, I am trying to learn it. So I know obviously what's going on and have more of an education and more of a knowledge on all of it.
Yeah. But the main buzz for you is the buy-in, the excitement of it, the great.
Yeah, mainly the collecting part of it so far.
Well, it's making me really jealous. It's making me so jealous. So jealous. It is so cool, and it is massive. I've got a very addictive personality anyway, as Cobra knows, and Cobra's the same. And I'm sure Camel is to a degree, even if it's boring, whatever he thinks it is. It's really exciting. That's why I love listening to new people, because it just reminds me, and it just gets me all, I want this, I want that. It never leaves. It just never leaves.
The good thing with it. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, Cobra. Yeah, I was just saying it is just really exciting seeing all these new pieces that I've not seen before, learning about different series in like bullion coins and stuff. So yeah, it is. I can understand why you'd feel jealous. I can't lie.
Go on, myself and CPM went through this phase where we were buying everything. And I did say that, yes, it's exactly what you said. You become addicted to it. But if you were spending your money like I was on cars and motorbikes or whatever else, you are actually, in a way, saving at the same time as you're enjoying buying something. So you're getting the buzz of buying something, but you're actually saving some money properly in it as well. Yes, more so the way that Camel does it with stacking, because he buys it at the cheapest rate he can and it's bullion. But even with collectibles, you can get some collectibles which go up in price nicely and all that. So yeah, you're spending and enjoying it, but saving at the same time.
About you, Camel? You addicted to anything other than crack?
Yeah. Yeah, crack and the occult.
Oh God.
No, but I'm okay. I guess you could say I went through a stage of being addicted to Bitcoin. But I'd like to think I've matured a little bit over my trading career, and I'm more just focused on getting the trades right nowadays. As Cobra said, I'm more about stacking than collecting. Gordy obviously loves his collecting. But yeah, I do have an addictive personality for sure. But But for me, it's always been about stacking up as much silver as possible.
Okay, cool. Gordy, that brings me to another question. You've mentioned silver a lot. Have you got any Goldie pieces?
I do, but not a lot. I've got a full sovereign, a half sovereign, and a 1 gram bar of gold.
That's quite a bit then.
It's not bad, but I wish it was.
I was just about, sorry, I just cut you off. I was just about going to say, it's really interesting when people say not a lot. And I get why they say not a lot, because when you're in a community and you see people putting up, I mean, Cobra's here now. No one's got anything like what he's got, probably. But I get why you say it. But in general terms, I would like to hazard a guess. Most people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis probably haven't even got half or 1 gram of gold, other than jewelry. So
that's it. And then that's probably what that could even be 9 carat as well. So
exactly. So just having 1 gram. You said you got a sovereign. Well, that's quite a big thing. A half sovereign. That's quite a big thing. Do you think you may want to get a little bit more? Or you're going to just really concentrate on getting that silver collection stack going?
I think silver at the moment, just because I can buy more with the money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it'll be easier to just stack up on that first to start with.
Yeah.
But I do plan on buying a little bit of silver and then a tiny bit of gold, a certain amount, but I just haven't figured out the ratio just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just because obviously the prices will go up, and I don't want to get in while I can. Because I'm 28, so I'm not too far. I've still got a bit of time. So
28.
Yeah, 29 this year.
Fuck's sakes, man. Really?
He's a young lad.
It's the same thing we've said before, CPM. It's amazing when you hear people at that age doing what we're doing now. Because we've said it before, if we had done it from that age, wow, what would we have accumulated by now? But I was young and dumb and, spending loads of money on loads of rubbish. So well done.
Jesus
well, this
Christ,
is what we said about Bitcoin earlier, because Camel's been telling me since, what did we say, like 2018?
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't listen well enough to him then, so I've definitely wish I did there as well. So
28 years of age. You're old enough to be my eldest son. Wow. That's just made me really, really old. Feel old.
Same here. Now you said
Sorry,
that.
I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to.
No, that's cool. Do you know what? It's quite interesting. Future Investments is coming on my what podcast on Friday, and he's 28, and I'm really looking forward to it, because it's my son's age, my oldest boy's age, and it's so cool to actually have confidence that the younger generation are starting to do this. Because I don't know about Camel, but I know Cobra myself. We've left it right to the latter starters of a life to do this. So no, fair play. That's really cool. That's made my night.
Yeah,
for sure. What's your favourite silver to collect, mate? Or have you not got anything? Are you still discovering?
Still sort of discovering. My favourite pieces I have that have got to be the 1 ounce silver Robocops.
Okay.
I don't know why. I've not even seen the film, but yeah, I love those little things. I'd have all 5,000 if I could.
Really?
Yeah, I think I don't know why. I think they're so cool. But yeah, I've not even seen the film.
Okay.
Did you get the coloured one as well?
Yeah, I've got one of the coloured one.
Yeah. They were cool.
Yeah, they're cool. I prefer the silver to the colorized. I don't know why. I think it just looks nicer.
That's really interesting. Go on, indulge me in why. What is it about that Robocop design? Is it the design? Is it just something that, I don't know? Is it a fantasy thing in your mind that makes you want it? Or I'm just really curious.
I honestly don't know. I just think it's a cool little figure, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea why I like it so much, but I wanted to make one into a pendant for a necklace as well. because I think that would look kind of cool. But
Really
maybe
interesting.
that's just my young age showing a bit there.
Yeah. Cobra,
Yeah.
were they a big hit?
Say that again.
Were they?
Oh yes, massive hit. Apologies. Yeah, I had. I must have had 60 of them in, and they sold out very quickly.
Wow.
Very, very quickly.
Yeah, all of mine are from you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had at least 60 in, and they went very, very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great little piece, definitely, for sure. Great little piece.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. But
So
other than
do you
that,
line them
what
up
is
as
the
like a
other
little
one?
army
My
of...
other... Oh, sorry, Cobra.
I said, do you line them up like a little army of Robocops?
No, I've only... I wish I could. I've got four. Is it four of the silver ones? One, two... What are they? No, three silver and one colorized.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wish I could make a little army of them. Another one of my favorite coins, though, is the Golden Eagle from Malta.
Yes. Yeah.
Just the detailing on that is amazing. So hopefully I can get a couple more of them at some point.
Yeah. I might have a couple lying around. I'll let you know.
Perfect, thank you.
You'd really enjoy the Berlin coin fair.
Oh. I'm getting very excited about that CPM.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I really am getting excited. I'm like looking forward to that so much.
Yeah, I'm sure Heathrow Airport will be excited as well when we go through customs.
Well, now you've said that on a live, that's really helpful. Thanks.
Absolutely.
As long as the power's on, it'd be all right.
Yeah. Do you know, it's interesting you should say that, Cameron, because quite often whenever I'm thinking about possibly doing stuff next year, I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder whether we'll be able to, it really fascinates me to see where we are this time next year,
Yep.
Very interesting. Know. Yeah. So sorry, Gordy, your favorite silver piece is obviously your Robocops. So
yeah, I reckon so, yeah.
So do you think that you will be looking to add those sort of unique character pieces going forward, or are you just quite happy just to see what comes along and takes your fancy?
Yeah, honestly, it's just whatever takes my fancy at the moment.
Yeah.
So I've just had I've got 3 kookaburras, so I'd like to try and do a few more date runs of those.
Yeah.
I think I have a koala finally in boxed at Cobras. So I would want to try and get a few more of those. And I want to do a date run of the Australian swans as well.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
So they're sort of the 3 date runs that I'm looking for. But other than that, I'm just happy to grab whatever I can when I can, really.
Mm-hmm.
The swans are absolutely beautiful as a collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I should have said the Phoenix as well. The 1 ounce silver Phoenix. That's a really nice coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You've got a kilo 1 CPM, haven't you?
I have, yes. Thank you very much.
Gorgeous piece.
First kilo silver coin.
Yeah, I bet that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. Really cool. So, Gordy, how are you finding YouTube and the channel are you really excited about that? Do you sit there and think, oh God, what can I do now? Or are you really creative in nature?
Not massively. I have been trying to think a lot more because at the moment I'm just doing reviews and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I do want to start broadening my knowledge and educating myself more. Stuff like what does CGT exempt mean, for example. That's a video that I'd quite like to do and be able to explain that properly. Mm-hmm. But obviously first I want to know 100% that I fully understand it as well. Mm-hmm. So stuff like that I quite want to do. We've actually, in the town that I live in, there's actually quite a few little stalls that sell coins, and there's a couple shops that sell bullion as well. So I think it'll be interesting to do like a couple challenges where I spend like a certain amount of money in town and then compare it to online websites or see other places where my £100 will do best, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
To see where I can get the most amount of bullion for £100. I want to sort of do a series of that for my channel as well. But just a few more sort of like informative videos about stacking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to. But yeah, I just want to broaden my knowledge first before I put the content out, so it's not half done, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just all the time I'm listening to you, I'm just thinking back to when I started all the time, all the time. And I've got, unfortunately, I've got questions that I want to ask you, and I'm just thinking, no, he's not even bothered about that. I wouldn't have thought, because I wasn't. It's so cool. I love it. Do you love it, Cobra Camel, to see this enthusiasm at an early stage?
Yeah, definitely. And hearing what you're saying, even about your content, and you want to think about the CGT one and all that. And I think we all go through that. So at first it's the reviews of what we're getting and all that. And then you think, all right, I want to explain to people what certain things are. And that's great, because it's that same journey. And it is an amazing journey to have. It takes time, it takes effort, but it's very rewarding as well. It really is rewarding to put out good videos that people enjoy and all that. So yeah, I'm with you all the way, and I congratulate you for doing it, because some people find it very hard to get started, and just keep pushing and doing it. You will love it. The more you do, the more you love.
Yeah, thank you very much, Cobra.
One thing I've been noticing, actually, which has just become very apparent to me only just now, is Gordy's got a real passion for the collectible side of this. Like, he really cares about the individual coins, and he can see the real beauty of them, and he likes the designs, and he knows, he cares enough to look into the details and all of that stuff. And yeah, I think you're going to be able to slot right into this community, no problem, to be fair. For me, for example, like, I only really care about stacking, as much as I can. So, but your passion, Gordy, for the designs and for the collectible side of this is really quite evident, or it's become very evident to me today, that you actually really care about this stuff, which is really great to see.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I think it all just stems from being younger with like Pokemon cards, like having the different pictures and stuff like that, and then like how you can get certain cards which are rarer than others. It's literally just basically the same with silver. Like, you can get certain coins which will have a different mintage, and then you'll have different pictures on them and stuff like that. So like, yeah, it just sort of, I don't know, it's just like the inner child in me, really. But then, yeah, it's gold and silver, so it helps out.
Well, if I may, Gordy, you know what I was saying about those trading cards on the silver? That's exactly what they are. If you go back through my videos, you might see the Marvel one. Have a look at it, and it's exactly the trading cards, but on a 1 ounce silver bar. And they've made them rarities and all that lot. So if you get a purple one, it's like there's only 100 of them in the world, or there's some which are only 50 and 25. So if you like that, then these trading cards are amazing.
Oh, I can hear my bank. I can hear my bank card crying already.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's really interesting what you said there, Kamal, because one of the thoughts, I just listening to what you were saying, one of the thoughts is, as many of us marry the concept and idea of value, and we have a tendency to forget about creativity and art and the beauty of and the pleasure of just collecting the art and the beauty of what the piece represents that we collect, or whatever. And I think that's so important. We can get lost sometimes, and I think the community does that sometimes. It's only the best thing to do is just stack and just get weight and yeah, cool, yeah, makes total sense. But there is an artistic side and a lot of pleasure a lot of people get, regardless of what it costs. That's irrelevant. Get rid of the value, get rid of the money. It's about the love of doing it. And that's a very powerful thing that Gordy sort of just reminded me of more than anything there. So thank you, Gordy.
Not a problem, mate.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I feel like I could really hear the passion in his voice when he's talking about it.
Yeah,
you can really hear he's excited about the different coins and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. Really cool indeed. Sorry, guys, do you want to ask Gordy anything?
No.
No. I love this. Gordy, do you ever watch our podcast?
Yeah.
Have you noticed
Definitely.
how Camel just say hello, Camel, and he goes, hello.
Hello.
And now I get what you're saying about he's boring.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
100%. 100%.
It's just like Camel go, hiya, how you doing? How's things? And I go, Camel, how are you? All right.
Hello. Yeah.
So,
Camel, you giggle to yourself quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a sign of loneliness or craziness or both, but
I'll go for the craziness.
I was watching your video today, or listening to it in the car, and I do every day. I listen to your videos, and you giggle to yourself, and I'm like, bro, like you haven't said nothing funny. Why are you giggling? Like, stop it.
I cracked me up, man. I don't know what to tell you. I cracked me up.
You cracked me up. No, it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Do you know what? When I first started my YouTube channel, I used to do the same thing, but I used to edit it out because I just thought it was a bit crazy. And then after a while, I was like, why am I editing this out? This is me. I'm just going to leave it.
Leave it in there.
Yeah, and then the more I left it, the more people started to comment on it, saying they thought it was hilarious. And yeah. So if I find myself funny, I'll laugh and I'll leave it in, and it is what it is.
No, I love it. I do love it. I think bloody hell, he's off on one again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it does. It cracks me. And do you know what, bruv? It's a serious subject. So to have that little bit of humour in there as well, and you finding something funny is actually quite tickling. It's quite fun. It is.
Yeah,
fun.
thanks, bro. Thanks. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sometimes I'm talking about some sinister stuff, and then a funny thought pops into my head, and I can't help but laugh.
Yeah,
and it does relieve the tension a little bit, I think. So yeah, it's cool.
Oh, brilliant.
Gordy, can you let us know?
Sorry?
Oh, hang on. Mrs. CPM, say hello.
Hi, D.
Oh.
Is it D?
Oh, my God. Camel just said hi. It's hi, D.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever said D.
Have you not? I thought that was a commonly known thing. Is it not D? Did I get that out of nowhere? Did I pluck that out of?
No, that's really weird. That's really weird. We have Cobra Stacker.
Hello, Mr. CPM.
Yeah, she can hear you. Don't worry. And she says, "Oh, sorry, I can." Yeah, of course. I've got the headphones on. Sorry, too much whiskey. Yeah, Cobra. She said, "Hi, mate." Camel, and we've got Gordy's Gold and Silver.
Hello, Mr. CPM.
Camel said, "Hello, Mrs. CPM."
Now hold on a minute. What did you say he said before, though?
He said, "Hello, D." That's interesting because the kids are the only people that call you D. So I don't know what's going on there, Camel.
I am omnipotent.
Yeah, please tell me what the fuck? What the fuck's going on there, dude?
New religion.
He's a bit spooky. Gordy's got all quiet.
CPM, there's a photo. I think it's Mrs. CPM. There's a photo hanging up behind your head sometimes when you talk, right? When you show the face cam, so you have your camera when you do an episode, say, or something you post on your channel.
What,
you have your backdrop, and then you spin the camera around to show your face at the end. And I'm sure there's a picture of, or maybe it's not your wife, but that's who I assumed it was.
What, in the studio?
In the studio, yeah, hanging up on the wall. I'm sure.
No,
I'm
mate,
sure. I'm sure. Am I right? Is that her?
No, not at all.
Oh, it's not. I'm sure you said that was D.
No, that was a model that did a bit of modelling.
Okay.
My wife's picture won't be anywhere.
Oh, maybe I'm getting some of my wires crossed then, but
no, I reckon this is a little bit dodgy.
A bit dodgy.
Yeah, there's only a very few family members call her D.
I'm sure you told me, mate. I'm sure you told me.
Mate, I think you've just dug a hole for yourself.
No,
something's going on.
Yeah,
if I cross the line, I'm sorry.
I think there's just no. She's probably quite flattered.
I think you told me. I'm sure you told me. Where else would I got it from?
I have no idea. Sorry, what was we talking about before my wife come in and just said hello?
No, I think we were talking to Gordy and all that. I wanted to ask Camel, actually, if you don't mind me asking, how old you are and when you started with your, well, we know some of it, but sort of when you started with the silver and gold maybe, but, Are you reasonably young or are you old?
No, I'm halfway between you and Gordy.
Okay.
I'll say
All
that.
right.
I'm halfway between you and Gordy. Yeah, about there in that
Yeah.
neighborhood.
So around 40.
Yeah, halfway between. Let's say that.
Okay.
And when did I
cool.
start? I think I started my journey in 2010.
With silver?
Oh,
Silver and gold, I'm talking
I
about.
don't know in terms of silver and gold. That would have probably been 2000 and somewhere between 2013 and 2015, I would think.
So a fair while. So you've seen the change in spot price and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I tell you what, if I pull up a chart, because I remember I was buying gold. Let me pull up a.
Have you got a chart for what time you eat dinner?
Honestly, he has a chart for everything. I'm glad it's not just me who has this joke.
Let me just pull up a chart on gold and silver.
I'm going to the toilet.
Yeah, Cobra, it must have been around 2013, 2014 that I bought, because it was around £800 an ounce the first time I bought gold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you see, for me, when I started, it was about 1490, maybe 1500, say.
Okay, yeah.
And that was only a year and a half ago. I mean, it was up and down, but the cheapest I was buying was about 1490 odd. And now, we're looking at 1800s, 1900s and still going up. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of movement.
Yeah. I remember it was right around £800 that I bought my first gold ounce, and I started to actively trade it for a while around that neighborhood. And I became very anti-fiat around that time as well.
Right.
But I didn't actually, I'd heard of Bitcoin around 2015, 2016, but I'd only heard of it in the context of it was an illegal, well, not an illegal, it was an anonymous currency you could use to buy illegal things with. That's all I knew about it.
Yeah.
I never used it to buy any illegal things. I never really cared, to be honest with you. I remember asking somebody told me about it, and I remember saying, well, how does that work? An anonymous currency. And they were like, yeah, it's amazing. You can just use it to buy stuff off the dark web. And I remember thinking, well, that sounds crazy. But for some reason, it never occurred to me to look into it, right? Even though at the time I was incredibly anti-fiat, which is why I was looking into gold and silver. But it wasn't until really when we started to accelerate in the bull run of 2017, that was when a whole heap of people around me were saying, oh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going to the moon and all of this kind of stuff. And I remember looking at the chart back in 2017, and I had plenty of experience trading stocks and penny stocks back then. And I remember looking at this chart going parabolic, just straight up. And every day it went up a couple more $1,000. And I remember saying to myself, no way am I buying that. That thing's going to crash and go to zero, right? And then it didn't actually go to zero. I was waiting for it to go to zero. And then quietly the chart got better. And I remember saying to myself, well, why is the chart getting better? Right? Why is the chart basing here? Why is it finding support? It should be going to zero. And it wasn't until late 2017, early 2018 that I decided to actually come to the conclusion maybe I should look into this thing. And so that's when I started to actually research it. And upon researching it, I came to the realization that this is an anti-fiat instrument, just like gold and silver. So
I might put another question to you on one of our What podcasts about that. But Gordy, did you get into Bitcoin now because of Camel?
So long story short, I should have definitely listened to him. And I should listen to it more often. Let's just say that.
But have you done it now, or are you still?
Kind of.
Okay. Yeah, I should have listened to him as well.
Cobra, it's a sticky one.
Okay.
Gordy prefers the gold and silver. He prefers something you can hold in your hand.
Physical form, to be honest. I understand gold and silver way more, so I feel more comfortable putting my money into something I understand. Whereas Bitcoin, although Camel does tell me and talk to me about it, it does kind of just go over my head. I'm not the best at understanding it. So
yeah, but I do totally understand that. I mean, we've had conversations about it, CPM and Camel and myself. And gold is my thing. It always has been from a very young age, and I love silver as well. But I've learned about Bitcoin and I do a bit now, but I still prefer gold to anything. But that doesn't mean I don't have a newfound respect for Bitcoin as well. But gold is my thing, and I agree. I find it better because I hold it physically, and so I prefer it. But it doesn't mean Bitcoin isn't any good. It's just, yeah, people can have a preference, can't they, to what they feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But yeah, like I said, as I feel I understand gold and silver a little bit more, I feel more comfortable investing into that at the moment. Whereas if I learn more about Bitcoin, I'm sure I definitely will feel comfortable putting money into it once I understand it a lot more. So,
Gordy, we'll get you into Bitcoin at the next bear market low.
I can't have you talk to me more about Bitcoin, mate. You do it far too much.
Brother, every cycle I say to you, Gordy, you got to get some, and then it goes up, and I go, Gordy, you should have bought some. Next bear market low, and you go, oh, camel, go F yourself, whatever, I don't care, right? Gordy, in the end of 2026, you've got to buy some Bitcoin, please, brother.
Okay. Just for you.
Thank you, mate. I'll buy it for you. I'll buy it for you.
Is CPM back?
Of course I am.
Oh, go on then. You take over, bro.
Oh, thank you very much.
I was just covering for you.
Yeah, that's cool. Camel, I've got a great question for you. When you got married, were charts mentioned in the marriage vows?
Not in the vows. No. We had a traditional. Traditional religious ceremony. So there was no mention of the charts in the vows. But Gordy gave a speech, didn't you, Gordy? And I can't remember exactly, but for sure I got ripped for being a chart guy and a Bitcoin guy and a finance guy and everything else under the sun.
Yeah.
There was plenty of comments about Bitcoin and me being a Bitcoin guy and all of that stuff in my best man speech as well, wasn't there, Gordy? There was loads of them. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got torn apart, which is great. The speeches were fantastic at the wedding, weren't they? They were really, really good.
Everyone they were hilarious.
But yeah, there was plenty of jokes made.
In sickness and in health, for bullish times and bearish times. He'll death do us part.
Yeah, pretty much that.
God, it's so cool. This is just like being down the pub, and it's really cool. Gordy, I've got a question for you. We try and keep it a little bit. Although I'm getting slowly pissed. I'm nearly on half a bottle of whiskey. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Gordy, 28 years of age, 29 nearly. In your social circles, are you the only one that talks about this stuff? Do you talk about this stuff? Does anyone else talk about this stuff? What's the mindset around that sort of age group for people's finance, whether they're worried, not worried? How are you finding that?
A lot of my friends don't. I think I'm probably me and Camel probably, and maybe one other person.
Yeah.
Are probably the only people I know that will have silver or gold. Other than that, everybody I'm like from my year and my school and that I was friends with don't have any. I do bring it up to them, but I don't think it's because they just don't do the research, if that makes sense. They're just like, oh, okay. And then they just don't really look into it. So they just rather put their money into a bank because that's what they've always known. So I think they're just a bit more comfortable with just putting money into a bank. So
fascinating.
It's an interesting way of perceiving risk, right? I think most people think that it's risky to hold an asset because there can be price fluctuations both up and down in an asset. But the real risk is holding fiat currency in a bank, which is mathematically guaranteed to be debased over time, right? But it's a matter of perspective, because until you realize that your fiat currency in the bank isn't going to do anything apart from slowly be debased over time, and it arguably, actually, given where we are in the longer term cycles and given that the next QE bomb is probably going to be in the 10 to 20 trillion range, we're not even talking about slowly being debased anymore. We're talking about seeing quite a rapid debasement. So the real risk is not holding the assets, right? But if you ask sort of your average non-investment savvy person where the risk is, they would say the risk is in holding some kind of stocks or gold or Bitcoin, because the price can go up and down, right? So it's all a matter of perspective.
And it's really cool when it goes quiet. So cool. All right, that's really interesting. Gordy, would you like to ask any of us anything other than Camel?
Why not me?
Well, because it sounds like he's pissed off with asking you stuff.
Yeah, I've had enough of you, mate.
Yeah, or Camel, sorry.
What was it that sparked your guys' interest in stacking then?
Cobra?
Well, for me, I've gone through years of hard work. I mean, absolutely grafted and worked hard in so many different ways. And as I say, I spent my money on a lot of materialistic things. So TVs in every room in the house, and computers and PlayStations and cars and motorbikes and all that. And especially when I bought my motorbike, which is like a really top of the range Harley. And I don't get time to ride it often because I'm always working. And I thought, it's sitting there just doing nothing, losing money. And then I thought about my money, and I was getting older and I didn't need anything anymore. There was no, I'd go and buy something just for the sake of buying something. And I thought, this is pointless. And then I started watching a bit of YouTube, and I don't know which was the first, probably Backyard Bullion. I saw a couple of his videos and I thought, I need to do this. And so I started buying a little bit here and there. I went to pawn shops and bought a little sovereign here, paid over what I should have because I had no understanding. And then went to Bullion by Post first and paid a bit extra there, not knowing about Atkinson's or Chards, and then sort of formed onto them, and the Royal Mint was another one. So I was paying higher prices in the beginning. But as I learned more, I learned the cheaper places to buy and so on and so forth. And it grew from there. And exactly like yourself, well, I haven't heard how you actually started, but I was buying a lot of bullion in the beginning. It was always the Britannias and stuff like that, and tubes of it. On the Silver Forum, I found that as well. And then tubes of Britannias. And I got bored a little bit with that, and then started moving on to the more nicer pieces and all that, which was only a couple of quid more. I'm not talking about the big collectibles, but, nice coins, which were only a couple of quid more than a Britannia. And it grew and grew from there, and I just carried on. But it stopped me spending. It's really changed my spending habits from buying materialistic things that just lose value or instantly have no more value once you bought it, to something, as I say, where I can buy it and enjoy that spending and also saving at the same time. And the passion's grown and grown and grown. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was very similar with my trainers. Like Camel said earlier, I had over 50 pairs of trainers at one point.
Yeah,
I've only got 2 pairs of 2 feet. Do you know what I mean? I can't wear all of those at once. So
you've got 2 pairs of 2 feet.
Yeah,
sorry, I stumbled then. I stumbled then.
Yeah,
I had the beer steady the nerves, and I think that's a bad idea because I'm now stumbling.
Yeah, you've just become Camel.
Oh, don't put me down like that. I'm not that bad.
Sorry.
Wow.
But were you buying the trainers that were going up in value? Because you could buy certain trainers for a certain price, and immediately when you bought them, they went up.
So I was buying at the time it was like the Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, and all the Nike Dunks that were like the big rage that were just coming out. Yeah. So I was managing to buy them when they first released for retail, and then you could sell them on for a lot more. Yes, so I was making some money on it, but then it was sort of like becomes you when you buy your silver or your gold. You're like, oh, I actually really like this, so you keep one. So I would buy some shoes and be like, I'm going to sell these. I'd open them up and be like, no, I really like them, and end up keeping them. Yes. But unfortunately, that the shoe hype has massively gone down. So I'm sat on quite a few pairs now that no one really wants to buy, and I'm like, I should have just put that money somewhere else. So
Well, I worked security for Adidas for quite a while, and we were brought in with them on one of their trainer releases, because a lot of the gangs were getting involved in the queues and fighting and all that sort of stuff to get them, because they could make £1,000 a pair instantly when they bought them from the Adidas ones. And we were doing that for quite a while, and then Adidas gave me a present of a pair of trainers that were friends and family only, all blacks, and there was only 500 pairs produced, and I had number 1 of 500 gifted to me.
Oh, no way.
When they gifted it to me, they were worth £4,000, and they went up from there. And I don't know where they sit now, but as you say, the market has dropped out on trainers. So we actually don't do the releases anymore, and we did them for 5-6 years. So yeah, it's dropped out. But that pair probably is still quite a valuable pair.
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you still have that pair?
I do. Boxed. I have all sorts. I've got the TFLs, London Transport TFLs. I've got the Dragon Ball Z trainers, the whole set. I've got loads.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, no way. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I was massively into my trainers, but yeah, like I said, I just thought I need to put my money somewhere else, somewhere a bit more sensible. So,
yeah, well, amazing.
Money goes to money, as always, with Cobra Stacker. It's that age-old thing, isn't it, Camel? Money goes to money.
Yes. Does it?
Is that it? That your answer? Yes.
Yeah. I'm boring. Yes. We already established it.
See what I mean, Gordy? I caught him halfway for his crack pipe. Yeah.
Gordy smoked crack too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Gordy, do you want to ask anything else?
I don't think so. I don't know. You've put me on the spot. I think I'm all good.
Yeah, you're all good. Camel? Pissed.
What?
You're pissed.
I am a bit, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had to say much, so I've had plenty of time to drink, but yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't. But what is there to say, really? Okay,
Gordy, I've got a question for you.
Yep, fire away, mate.
Do you watch Camel's channel?
No, I hate it. No, I'm on it. No. I do tune in. I do tune in from time to time.
No, you don't. Tell the truth.
Yes, I do.
Tell the truth.
From time to time.
Occasionally. I think you've seen no more than 2 or 3 of my 800 videos.
Wow.
Is that fair?
See, like, the problem is you just talk about it when I see you. So I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? I get, like, the live version.
Wow.
Camel?
Yeah.
Do you talk to your wife about Bitcoin?
Not
in the bedroom,
days.
Yeah.
Easy, Gordy.
I'm feeling really hot tonight. Bitcoin went up.
I got extra stamina when it's a green candle, you know. No, I don't talk to her that often about work in general, to be honest. Years and years ago, I used to. Actually, funny you should mention this. We were talking about this the other day, and she was saying, you never talk about work anymore, right? And I realized it was because I kind of reached a level with my career where stuff doesn't matter to me anymore. I've become completely indifferent, right? So years and years and years ago, I used to say, oh, guess what, wife? I thought this would go up. I bought Apple shares because I thought it would go up, and it went up, right?
Well, I've got to stop it there. I've got to stop it there. I've got to stop it there.
I had to laugh at that as well.
I've got to stop it there.
Go up, but it weren't working.
Guess what, wife?
What do you mean? What am I missing here?
Guess what, wife?
Guess what, wife? What
wife,
do you mean?
I'm hungry.
Sorry. Go on, mate.
Well, Anyway, I would say, guess what, wife? I bought Apple shares because I thought they would go up, and they went up. Aren't I a good trader? And she'd be like, "Yeah, well done, Camel. You made some money. Well done." And then, after a while, I realized that it really doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, right? None of that matters at all. So you're going to get stuff right. You're going to get stuff wrong. Doesn't really matter. And since I kind of made that progression, then there was nothing to talk about, right? She actually is very, very financially literate. If you were to talk to her about what's going on in the macro, she knows the answers. She's known about the esoteric stuff and the blackouts and all of this kind of thing. She's very, very switched on to all of that. So we do talk to the extent that she's clued in. But generally speaking, no, I don't really talk to her about work in general because ultimately she doesn't care, right? She doesn't care that I stare at charts and buy some shares in this or short gold or whatever the hell I do. So no, generally speaking, I don't talk too much about it.
Cool. Gordy,
Yes, mate.
can I ask you something else about Camel? Does he?
Yeah,
Does
of
he,
course.
does he talk about this weird and wacky stuff with you?
Yeah.
As much as Bitcoin?
Probably.
Really?
It's up there. It's up there for sure.
Camel, I've
Yeah,
got to meet
it's
you,
never a
dude.
dull day with Camel.
Gordy, is it fair to say the Camel that I present on YouTube is pretty much the Camel you know?
Um, I'd say you're a bit more of a crackhead in real life. In a good way, though. Like, you're a bit more crackier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're very random. We don't know what you're going to do next or what you're going to come out with next.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
what I
a
mean?
brilliant way to be. That is a brilliant way to be.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It is brilliant, but you have like a crackhead energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you're right. I do.
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring it down to a little bit more of a sensible conversation.
No, don't.
That was just so funny. The wife. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But Gordy, obviously at your age, how much emphasis do you actually put on your future from a financial point of view? I don't want to know any detail or anything like that, but how much do you think about it?
Say that again, sorry?
How much do you think about your future and the finances and your financial situation going forward?
I try and keep on top of it as much as I can, just because of how bad I was with my finances at a younger age. I used to spend like there's no tomorrow. I never really used to care about saving. So now I feel like I'm constantly checking it and constantly looking, just as a reminder to be like, yeah, you need to be on top of this. So I feel like I'm thinking about it. Well, I at least check in on myself at least once a week. Does that make sense? To make sure I'm at where I want to be financially and everything, and make sure that my spendings are like, I even haven't spent like £1 extra on a drink on that day or something. So that's how going through everything with a fine tooth comb, if that makes sense. I'm not speaking properly, sorry.
There you are. Yeah, you're fine.
And may I ask, do you find now that your spending habits and all that has become easier to change without thinking about so much from the beginning? Say, as in now that you're on this thing of buying silver, do you find that the way you spend is easier to control than it was before?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm just more interested in spending that money on the silver rather than buying the other bit. So yeah, it makes it way easier.
Yeah.
And do you, sorry to ask all these questions, but I'm fascinated to ask people of this age. How do you see your future as a 28, 29-year-old? Are you comfortable? Are you confident? Are you worried? Are you, do you even think about it? Do you care?
I do care. I do think about it a little bit. I think I should be okay. I think I've got the right mindset now, and definitely got the right people around me as well to help me progress with that as well. So Camel, for example, would definitely be able to give me advice on Bitcoin and help me in that section. I'm sure the whole silver and gold community and the stacking community would be able to help me with everything that I need to know with there as well. So I feel like I've got the right people around me to even do better as well. So I think that's also the motivation as well. So
wicked. Well, guys, anyone want to say anything else?
Cobra Stacker auction on Friday.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it will be. And again, we've got loads of amazing pieces. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be a good one.
Did you get any 1 kilo silver coins?
I'm working on that at the moment. The thing is, to get the cheaper ones, it's going to have to come from America.
That's
so
okay.
It may take a little bit longer than getting it this week because obviously
That's
we've got
okay.
to post it. Yeah,
Yeah, no
but
worries.
it's there.
We'll see what else we got.
Say that again.
I said we'll see what else you got then.
Oh, you're going to love it this week. You're going to love it. And I would say to you, Gordy, that, and look, this is not advice. It's just my opinion. Gold wise, it's, I think at the moment, the way gold is going, I think personally, just to get a little bit of gold here and there is good. So even if it's like a tenth or even a gram, just start sort of looking at a bit of gold. I know you can't get as much as in quantity physically, but I think we're going to see some real nice things with gold over the next couple of years. And I just think if you can get in with even a tenth here and there, it's worth doing, bruv.
Yeah, 100%.
Or even a gram,
No,
or even a 20th or whatever, whatever. But just, a little bit of gold.
Yeah. Can you get 1 grams in at all for gold?
Yes. If you want them, if you've got a want for 1 grams, I'll get you 1 grams.
Yeah, I quite like my fractional gold. So
yeah, sure, I'll get some in. I know
Perfect,
all the
thank
guys
you.
will love it in the auction anyway, so
yeah,
I'll get
definitely.
some. And it's a lot easier. There's a lot of people who can't afford to go to a tenth or a quarter or whatever, or an ounce, and so just to help to get that in. Remember though, you are paying a bit more in the way of premium on the smaller pieces you go, but it's like with Bitcoin, like Camel says, it's better to have 10 or 20 pound going in than nothing at all.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I'll grab some.
Perfect, thank you, mate.
My pleasure.
Cool. Camel, do you want to say anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's more than 1 word, so that's a bonus.
Thanks.
You got the two opposites with me and Camel. I talk too much and Camel don't talk enough.
Okay.
I don't know. Watch his channel, he says a lot.
Yeah.
Gordy, is there anything you would like to say?
No, other than thank you very much for having me. I've really enjoyed this. I was really nervous to come on, I must admit. So,
yeah.
But I've had a great time. So thank you very much for making me feel welcome.
Absolute
thank you very much, Cobra. Thank you, Camel, as well.
Please tell people that maybe watching this for the first time where they can find you, dude.
YouTube, Gordy's Gold and Silver. I do have an Instagram page, but I don't post on it much. But that's Gordy Silver and Gold, because I couldn't have Gordy's Gold and Silver for some reason. But yeah, just YouTube and Instagram.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for coming on. I hope that we can do this again, and I hope that's given you the confidence and a little bit of a boost. It's not the it's really cool to have you on. I love it. I want as many younger generation new stackers on to get their confidence up. It's pretty important. You've all got a great message. I loved it, and it's given me a lot of thoughts about what to do on a Whiskey Wednesday now, to be fair. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you. See you soon.
Cheers.